guys, on today's video, we are going to be dyeing my hair. So people ask me all the time if I use bleach. There was a point that I did use bleach to make my hair platinum blonde. Haven't done that in a long time. I am going to show you the process today of how I get my hair platinum blonde without bleach, what I use and how it's done. So this is what we're starting with. This is my roots. Obviously the darker color at the top is my roots. Everything else is dyed. My hair is not highlighted. My hair is 100% dyed, okay? We just do a root touch-up. It's not highlights, it's not anything, and if you use the same color but you put it in highlights, it's not gonna look the same as my hair because my hair has no dimension, has no other colors, it's all just one color. So things like putting it in foils will make it look a bit different because you would have a blend of colors. So keep in mind when using this color that it might not be exactly the same as mine, depending on your starting point of your hair and what you're doing with it. There's also what color is your hair to start with. So on this color chart here, I am a level 7 naturally. That's what my natural hair is. It might look a little darker up against the really light level 10 blonde that we go, but I'm even lighter than that around the front. Like, I mean, I'm really almost like I'm gray, let's be honest, around the front. So I've got a lot of gray in here around the front, and I would say my natural at the front is probably closer to a level 8 or 9. But back here, definitely my natural root is a level 7. So obviously it's not a lot of roots. I do my hair every about 3 weeks. So it's been 3 weeks and my roots got done. So that's about 3 weeks of growth there. Now, what does the level 7 mean? It means that I am able to get up to a level 9, 10 with just dye because dye, best case scenario, typically can lift, if it's high lift, can go up to 4 levels. That's pushing it for most people. I wouldn't guarantee 4 levels. Safe bet is any dye, even a high lift blonde like I use, is 2 to 4 levels of lift. So that's taking it from the 7 up to a 10. If you're starting off at a 5 or a 6, you know, you're only going to be going up 2 or 3 levels from there. Your hair won't be as light as mine. That's why a lot of people use bleach. Bleach can bump your hair up to 9 levels in one shot. It's a lot stronger of a product. It's a very different product than dye. There is no bleach in blonde hair dye. In fact, there's no bleach in bleach. It's a lightening powder and there's no bleach in it. It's just got the, you know, referred to as bleach because it has like a bleaching effect on the hair. Decolorizing is like bleaching, but there's no lightening powder in my blonde hair dye and there's no blonde hair dye in my lightening powder. They are very different products. So the specific color that I use for my hair is the Wella Koleston Special Blonde High Lift in shade 12-81. Are all high lift blondes the same or different brands going to come out the same? No, absolutely not. This is literally the only high lift blonde I've ever tried that I actually liked, that I feel comes out platinum looking enough for me and not really golden, not super, super brassy. This is it. This is the only one. I've tried others, never liked another one on myself. Never liked another one almost period, unless someone's hair is really light naturally and you're just bumping it up like 1 level. I don't find even most of the high lift blondes platinum enough for people's tastes and almost always use bleach and tone, except with this one right here. So that's just my opinion. It is a beautiful, beautiful shade. It's like a pearl blonde or a pearl ash. I can't remember exactly, but it works. It works, and I like it because I can do my hair more often. I could do my hair every 2 to 3 weeks instead of every 5 or 6 weeks with bleach. You know, you needed to be more careful. If this product overlaps your old hair a little bit, it's not the end of the world. Nothing terrifying is going to happen. With bleach, you want to be careful not to overlap onto the old hair next to the roots because you will cause a lot of breakage and damage. So I had to wait a little longer with the bleach, get a good solid 4 to 6 weeks of roots so that you could do it without overlapping. But with this, I can do it with the tiniest amount of roots at 2 even weeks, like 10 days if I really want to. I usually go 3 weeks, but I have done it as little as 10 days. And I love that I almost never have any roots because I don't love my hair with the look of roots in my hair. So it was a win-win for me finally finding a high lift blonde that actually got me to the color that I wanted. So now let's get into the process and you guys can see how it happens. All right, here we go. I start by mixing my color.
I usually aim for 22 grams of my color, but you're gonna see here that I kind of overshoot it a little and end up with too much. That's fine. You just still want to make sure you use the same ratio. This color is mixed at 1:2 ratio. So 1 part color, 2 parts developer. So however much color you use, you're going to want to use twice as much developer. Love these color keys for getting out more color from these aluminum tubes, because otherwise I could never squeeze out the remainder of the hair dye. But you'll see here that the scale settles on 27 grams, so is what it is. Gonna mix in my 40 volume developer. You can measure these colors with like a little measuring cup and the little markings on the side of the tube, but weighing your product is always going to be the absolute most accurate. My one complaint about this color would be that it's difficult to mix compared to other brands that I use that are a lot more creamy or gel-like. This one takes forever to come together. Literally, I sped this up 3 times. It was like a 45-second clip. So here we are getting ready, just brushing through my hair, my cute little slippers on because my floor is cold. My friend does my hair. I do not do my own hair. She comes over. This is my salon. She does my hair. I do her hair. She's going to start by sectioning my hair into 4 sections, and she's going to tackle each of those sections one at a time. She starts at the back and then comes to the front. I didn't film the back because, I mean, it's really hard to see the back. And you don't need to see me get my entire head dyed, but I filmed a little bit of it here for you. And you can see she's taking very thin sections. This is really important when applying color like this. You want to take very, very thin sections. Like if she held that section of hair up when she slices it, you could see through it. It is that thin. Does it take longer? Absolutely, but that's how you get good results. None of these big chunks that you see girls doing on YouTube. You need thin sections, precise application, trying your best to only get it on the regrowth. And that's why I don't do it myself, because it is really hard to do this well on yourself. It is much easier to have someone else apply the color for you, especially someone who knows what they're doing. Here's the color processing. I let it process for 1 hour and 15 minutes before we wash it off. And I thought I would give you guys a little tour around my salon. Ignore the garbage and the snacks. We were spending like 3-4 hours in there doing each other's hair. But yeah, this is where I spend my day when I'm not filming for you guys, in here doing my client's hair. So then once the 1.5 hours is up, we just shampoo it out. There is no toning here because this product lifts and tones my hair at one time. That's what a dye does. It's going to lift out my natural pigment, and then it's going to replace it with the pearlescent pigment that I want. That's why it looks purple here, and there is no toning required. Unlike bleach, which is only half of that process, it only lifts. It doesn't have any depositing tones in it. So you can see here that as that purple washes away, it's just a nice pretty blonde underneath. Then we just shampoo and condition. I wrap it up in a towel. I finish my friend's hair, and that's the whole process. That's pretty simple. It is a little time consuming, but not difficult.
All right, so this is my hair. It was up in a towel. It's still a little wet, but it's been out of the towel for about 10 minutes. This is how fast, guys, my hair starts to dry. 10 minutes. The front is almost completely dry, and there's a little bit of dampness through here still. I'm going to spray a little bit of my leave-in, but because my hair is partly air-dried already, I'm just going to do a little bit in the spots where it's damp still. I don't want to spray it here because it's dry, and I don't want to re-wet my hair. So you can see the color. It's terrible lighting right now, but it's too much sun coming in this window in the afternoon for me to, it would look terrible, but you can see no more roots. I get a little bit of like purple coloring around here where my grays are. It goes away after 2 or 3 washes. Looking really nice. I'm going to blow dry it completely and then show you. I'm not going to put any other products in because it's the evening and I probably, like, they don't last till tomorrow. So no products except the leave-in. Let me go dry it. All right, there we go. 2 minutes, just 2 minutes, and now it is dry. You can see that not only are my roots gone, but that kind of orangey, not orangey, yellowy look that I get near my roots as the dye has faded over the last few weeks, also gone. If I was gonna go longer than 3 weeks, the way to keep that from coming back would be to tone my hair. The reason it goes a bit yellow is that tone that the dye deposits after it lifts fades. All hair dye fades, even blonde. So yeah, fresh. That's how I get my hair blonde. Super easy process, really simple, but keep in mind it might not work for you depending on your hair color, what other processes you've had done for your hair, etc. But if your hair is like mine, similar color to mine, then maybe high lift blonde is a great option for you to dye your hair, because look at that. So smooth, so shiny, so healthy. The only part of my hair that is still bleached hair would be like maybe this much of my hair, but the rest of it is all at this point high lift blonde. So I hope you enjoyed that video. I hope that helps to answer some of the questions you guys have with my hair color sometimes. If you have any other questions that I didn't answer in this video, drop them in the comments below and I will do my best to answer those for you. Make sure you hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of my other videos, because I do post 3 every single week. Like and subscribe if you haven't already done so, because that really helps me out here on my channel. And keep showing up, because we're all going to learn how to love our hair together. Bye guys.